we should never moderate what our movement says based on what's
Look on the back of the truck. Look on the back of the truck. I know I had it.
By the soundness of our arguments, by our moral background.
Thank you to Lori Dobson and the other organizers who pulled today's event together. I think we all recognize that there's a dramatic shift taking place in public opinion. That would be natural given what's happened at the governmental level with the war in Afghanistan. Today, 11 months after George W. Bush left office, and I don't know how many were here for the inauguration, but moments before Barack Obama took the oath of office, there was the ceremonial last flight where Bush had to get into the helicopter and fly away. And when he did that, it would be hard to describe the sentiment on the ground. There were millions of people cheering, exhilarated, euphoric. It was something to behold, because they felt that not only was Bush leaving, the war criminal Bush was leaving, but this was indeed the beginning of a new era, a new period. The excitement and enthusiasm from that election campaign would have a transformative character on U.S. policy. So we have, in a way, a very important real-life experience that we, the people of this country, have gone through in the last 11 months. Bush is gone. And if the argument is always, well, at least Barack Obama is not Bush, which is true, we can't get very far. But it's really not about the personality and the person who occupies the White House. The fact of the matter is, today, sisters and brothers, there are more troops occupying Iraq and Afghanistan combined than at any time during the past 8 years. That's a fact. When President Obama came in, he ordered 30,000 troops more to Afghanistan. And the U.S. war effort continued to deteriorate. And Stanley McChrystal said it very plainly: if allowed to continue, this war will be lost. And so President Obama has now agreed with the generals to send another 30,000 troops. But let's think about that. If they are losing with 100,000 troops, will 30,000 troops really make a difference? Is that why they're being sent? Is it a way to turn the tide? I mean, the fact of the matter is, President Obama and Stanley McChrystal and Petraeus know that the war in Afghanistan can never be won, because the people in Afghanistan will never be colonial slaves, and they will fight and fight and fight. The fact is, there are not just the Taliban in Afghanistan. There are 140 armed insurgent groups representing little villages and large regions, and they're bound together by this denominator. They will never, ever let their homes and villages be occupied and dictated to by Western, U.S. and NATO military forces, and they will, as the Vietnamese did, resist until the end, and that's why they will win, and that's why the United States military will be defeated.
All right!
So, if the leaders know that the war can't be won, why are they sending more troops? Because, like Nixon and Kissinger, they don't want to take responsibility for a military defeat or the perception of a military defeat. That's the real reason those troops are going. They're going to send thousands more young people to their graves, Afghans and Americans, so the political leaders can avoid taking responsibility for a war that should never have been waged and should be ended not 2 years or 5 years from now, but right now. I urge all of you to join with us and hundreds of organizations, and there are, by the way, sisters and brothers, 600 groups now that are uniting to bring tens of thousands of people to Washington, D.C. on Saturday, March 20th. Will you be there? Will you bring your friends? Will you bring your neighbors? Will we make it clear that this movement will grow and grow as it did in Vietnam? And ultimately, it will be the people, not the elected officials, who will bring this imperialist invasion to an end. Thank you very much.
Becker Action Coalition, thank you. You be there. All right, thank you.